If you're preparing for the Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations exam, don't schedule your test before watching this video. Because in this video, I'll show you the next important ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations exam questions and topics that can help you pass the exam quickly. If you're planning to pass the ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundation Certification exam on your first attempt, you're in the right place. This certification is offered by ServiceNow, and it focuses on CMDB and CSDM data foundations, which are essential for managing configuration items and relationships within the ServiceNow platform. In this video, we'll cover more important ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations exam questions and preparation tips that can help you pass the exam quickly. Also, if you want the complete ServiceNow Implementation Specialist Data Foundations Practice Questions PDF, you can download it from the link in the description provided by Study for Exam. Question 21. What is the primary purpose of the Common Service Data Model, CIS-DM? A. To replace the CMDB entirely. B. To provide a standard framework for defining and structuring service-related data in ServiceNow. C. To manage user roles and permissions. D. To automate incident resolution. Correct answer. B. To provide a standard framework for defining and structuring service-related data in ServiceNow. Explanation. CIS-DM is a prescriptive framework provided by ServiceNow that defines how service-related data should be structured, named, and related within the platform. It provides a common language across ITSM, ITOM, ITAM, and other ServiceNow products. Without CIS-DM, organizations end up with inconsistent data models that break integrations and reporting across modules. It is not a replacement for CMDB. Rather, it defines how services are modeled within the CMDB. Question 22. Which of the following best describes a technical service in CIS-DM? A. A service sold to external customers. B. An IT-managed service that supports one or more business services. C. A hardware component in the data center. D. A catalog item available to end users. Correct answer. B. An IT-managed service that supports one or more business services. Explanation. A technical service in CIS-DM represents an IT-delivered service that supports business operations, for example, email service, or database service. It sits between the business service layer, what the business cares about, and the underlying infrastructure, servers, network, etc. Technical services are owned by IT teams and are mapped to application services that contain the actual CIS delivering the capability. Question 23. In ServiceNow CMDB, what is the role of identification rules? A. To identify which users can access CIs. B. To define how the IRE determines whether an incoming CI record matches an existing one. C. To set CI naming conventions. D. To identify stale C is for deletion. Correct answer. B. To define how the IRE determines whether an incoming CI record matches an existing one. Explanation. Identification rules tell the IRE, Identification and Reconciliation Engine, which attributes to use when checking if an incoming CI already exists in the CMDB. For example, a Windows Server CI might be identified by its serial number or host name. If a match is found, the existing record is updated. If not, a new CI is created. Well-configured identification rules are critical to preventing duplicate CIs in the CMDB. Question 24. What is the difference between horizontal discovery and top-down discovery in ServiceNow? A. Horizontal discovery finds networks. Top-down discovery finds users. B. Horizontal discovery scans IP ranges for CIS. Top-down discovery starts from a known application and maps its dependencies. C. They are the same process. D. Horizontal discovery is manual. Top-down is automated. Correct answer. B. Horizontal discovery scans IP ranges for CIS. Top-down discovery starts from a known application and maps its dependencies. Explanation. Horizontal discovery scans a defined IP range, probes each device, and populates individual CIS in the CMDB. It is infrastructure-focused. Top-down discovery starts from a known entry point, like a URL or load balancer, and traces all the components that support that application. Building an application service map. Top-down discovery is particularly valuable for building accurate application service maps in CIS-DM. Question 25. Which ServiceNow table serves as the base class for all configuration items in the CMDB? A. CMDB _CI _hardware. B. CMDB _CIC. CMDB _REL _CID. CMDB _CI _service. Correct answer. B. CMDB _C. I explanation, CMDB underscore CI is the parent table for every CI class in ServiceNow. All other CI classes, CMDB underscore CI underscore server, CMDB underscore CI underscore network underscore gear, CMDB underscore CI underscore service, etc. Extend this table through ServiceNow's class inheritance model. Common attributes that all CIS share, such as name, asset tag, managed by, and operational status, are defined at the CMDB underscore CI level. Understanding this hierarchy is essential for CMDB schema design. Question 26. What does operational status on a CI record indicate? A. Whether the CI has been approved for use. B. The current functional state of the CI, for example, operational, non-operational, repair in progress. C. The network connectivity status of the CI. The financial status of the CI. Correct answer, B. The current functional state of the CI, for example, operational, non-operational, repair in progress. Explanation. The operational status field on a CI record communicates its current real-world state. Common values include operational, actively in use, non-operational, not functioning, repair in progress, under maintenance, retired, decommissioned. This field is critical for change management, incident management, and CMDB health reporting. Discovery tools should keep this field updated automatically. Question 27. In CSDM, what is a business capability? A. A technical feature of a software application. B. An abstract representation of what a business does, independent of how it is done. C. A service-level agreement metric. D. A hardware configuration standard. Correct answer. B. An abstract representation of what a business does, independent of how it is done. Explanation. A business capability describes what a business does, not how it does it. For example, order management or customer billing are capabilities. They exist independently of the applications or technology that support them. In CSDM, business capabilities are linked to business applications, helping organizations understand which technologies support which business functions. Critical for impact analysis and investment decisions. Question 28. What is the purpose of data certification in ServiceNow CMDB? A. To certify ServiceNow administrators. B. To allow CI owners to review and confirm the accuracy of their CI data on a scheduled basis. C. To validate data imported via Service Graph connectors. D. To encrypt sensitive CI attributes. Correct answer, B. To allow CI owners to review and confirm the accuracy of their CI data on a scheduled basis. Explanation. Data certification is a ServiceNow feature that sends periodic tasks to CI owners or stakeholders asking them to review and validate their CI data. This is especially important for attributes that automated discovery cannot verify, such as the CI owner, business criticality, or environment type. It helps maintain CMDB accuracy for data points that require human judgment rather than automated scanning. Question 29. Which of the following statements about relationship types in CMDB is correct? A. All CIS can only have one relationship type. B. Relationship types define the nature of the connection between two CIS, for example, runs on, depends on, hosted on. C. Relationship types are only used for hardware. CIS-D. ServiceNow does not support custom relationship types. Correct answer, B. Relationship types define the nature of the connection between two CIS, e.g. runs on, depends on, hosted on. Explanation, CMDB relationships are directional and typed. Common relationship types include runs on, an application runs on a server, hosted on, a VM hosted on a hypervisor, depends on, one service depends on another, connected to, network connectivity between devices. Accurate relationship types are essential for meaningful impact analysis. Knowing how CIS are related determines what is affected when something fails. ServiceNow also supports creating custom relationship types when needed. Question 30. In the context of CSDM, what does environment refer to on an application service? A. The physical location of the data center. B. The deployment context of the application service, such as production, development, or test. C. The network segment the service runs on. D. The cloud provider hosting the service. Correct answer, B. The deployment context of the application service, such as production, development, or test. Explanation. The environment attribute on an application service indicates whether it is a production, development, test, staging, or other type of deployment. This is critical because change management applies different approval processes for production versus dev. Incident impact is higher for production services. CMDB health rules may apply differently per environment. CSDM Best practice requires that each environment be represented as a separate application service record linked to the same business application. Question 31. What is the function of suggested relationships in ServiceNow CMDB? A. To automatically create CI relationships without user approval. B. To recommend potential CI relationships based on discovery data that have not yet been confirmed. C. To suggest which CIs should be retired. D. To recommend CI class assignments. Correct answer. B. To recommend potential CI relationships based on discovery data that have not yet been confirmed. Explanation. Suggested relationships appear when discovery identifies a potential connection between CIs, but does not have enough certainty to create the relationship automatically. These suggestions are presented to CMDB managers for review and approval. This prevents incorrect relationships from polluting the CMDB while still surfacing valuable dependency information discovered during infrastructure scanning. Question 32. Which CSDM domain is most closely associated with ITSM processes like incident, change, and problem management? A. Sell/deploy. B. Design. C. Manage technical services. D. Build. Correct answer. C. Manage technical services. Explanation. The Managed Technical Services domain in CSDM is where ITSM processes operate. Incidents, changes, and problems are all associated with CIS and services defined in this domain. When an incident is raised against a server, it is linked to the application service and technical service it supports, enabling IT teams to understand business impact immediately. This domain is therefore the operational heart of CSDM for IT service management teams. Question 33. What is CMDB remediation in ServiceNow? A. A process for physically repairing hardware, CIS-B. The process of correcting CMDB health violations by fixing inaccurate or incomplete CI data. C. Removing all CIs from CMDB and starting fresh. D. Running discovery to rescan the network. Correct answer. B. The process of correcting CMDB health violations by fixing inaccurate or incomplete CI data. Explanation. After a CMDB health audit identifies issues, missing fields, orphaned CIS compliance violations, CMDB remediation is the process of fixing them. ServiceNow supports remediation through automated remediation rules for certain issue types, assigning remediation tasks to CI owners, bulk update tools for large-scale corrections, data certification campaigns for manual validation. Remediation is an ongoing process, not a one-time activity. CMDB health requires continuous maintenance. Question 34. In ServiceNow Discovery, what is a probe? A. A network security scanning tool. B. A script sent from the MID server to a target device to collect specific information. C. A monitoring alert triggered by a CID, a ServiceNow plugin for hardware discovery. Correct answer. B. A script sent from the MID server to a target device to collect specific information. Explanation. In ServiceNow Discovery, a probe is a lightweight script that the MID server sends to a target device to collect specific data. For example, a port probe checks which ports are open, a WMI probe collects Windows system information, and SSH probe collects Linux/Unix system details. The data returned by probes is processed by sensors, which parse the raw data and populate CI records in the CMDB. Probes and sensors work together as the core data collection mechanism in Discovery. Question 35. What is the significance of the Managed by Group field on a CI record? A. It defines which discovery schedule manages the CIB. It identifies the IT team responsible for managing and maintaining the CIC. It controls which users can view the CI record. D. It links the CI to a specific change request. Correct answer. B. It identifies the IT team responsible for managing and maintaining the CI. Explanation. The Managed by Group field on a CI record is a key ownership attribute that identifies which IT team, group, is responsible for that CI. This field is used in incident routing, automatically assigning incidents to the right team. Change management, identifying approvers and implementers. Data certification, sending review tasks to the responsible group. CMDB health, ensuring all CIS have an owner. This field is critical for operationalizing CMDB data across ITSM workflows. Question 36. Which of the following best describes the service portfolio in CSDM? A. A list of all hardware assets in the organization. B. The complete collection of services, planned, active, and retired, managed by ITC, a catalog of services available for users to request. D. A financial report on IT service costs. Correct answer. B. The complete collection of services, planned, active, and retired, Managed by IT Explanation. The service portfolio in CSDM/ITIL represents the full lifecycle view of all IT services. Pipeline. Services being planned or developed. Catalog. Active services available to users retired. Services that have been decommissioned. This is broader than the service catalog, which only shows what is currently available to end users. The service portfolio gives IT leadership a complete view of their service investments for strategic decision-making. Question 37. In CMDB, what does CI Attestation mean? A. Certifying that a CI meets security standards. B. The process of having CI owners formally confirm that CI information is accurate. C. Automatically verifying CI data via discovery. D. Generating compliance reports for auditors. Correct answer. B. The process of having CI owners formally confirm that CI information is accurate. Explanation. CI Attestation, similar to data certification, is the process where CI owners are formally asked to review and attest to the accuracy of their CI records. This is particularly valuable for attributes that automated tools cannot verify, business criticality, environment, owner, regulatory compliance requirements. Annual CMDB audits. Attestation creates a documented trail of accountability showing that humans have reviewed and confirmed CI data, important for SOX, ISO 27001, and other compliance frameworks. Question 38. What is the recommended maximum number of CSDM layers an organization should try to implement initially? A. All layers at once. B. Start with the foundational layers and progressively implement higher layers. C. Only the top 2 layers. D. Only the infrastructure layer. Correct answer. B. Start with the foundational layers and progressively implement higher layers. Explanation. Service now recommends a phased approach to CSDM adoption. Phase 1. Establish infrastructure CIS and basic CMDB foundation. Phase 2. Build application services and map to technical services. Phase 3. Define business services and link to business stakeholders. Phase 4. Implement sold/deployed products for customer-facing services. Trying to implement all CSDM layers simultaneously is a common failure pattern. A phased approach ensures each layer is stable before building the next, delivering incremental value along the way. Question 39. Which of the following is a key benefit of having accurate service relationships in CMDB? A. Reducing the number of CIS in the database. B. Enabling precise impact analysis to determine which services and users are affected by a CI failure. C. Automatically resolving incidents without human intervention. D. Eliminating the need for change management. Correct answer. B. Enabling precise impact analysis to determine which services and users are affected by a CI failure. Explanation. Accurate service relationships in CMDB are the foundation of effective impact analysis. When a CI fails or is changed, ServiceNow can traverse the relationship tree to identify which application services are affected, which business services are impacted, which end users or customers are experiencing disruption, what downstream dependencies exist. Without accurate relationships, impact analysis is guesswork. IT teams waste time trying to figure out what is affected instead of immediately focusing on resolution. Question 40. What is the purpose of the CMDB 360 view in ServiceNow? A. A 360-degree physical scan of data center hardware. B. A consolidated view of a CI showing all related records, relationships, health data, and activity from across the platform. C. A report showing 360 days of CI history. D. A compliance dashboard for security teams. Correct answer. B. A consolidated view of a CI showing all related records, relationships, health data, and activity from across the platform. Explanation. CMDB 360, also referred to as the CI 360 view, is a unified workspace in ServiceNow that shows everything related to a single CI in one place. Open incidents, changes, and problems. Related CIS and service dependencies. CMDB, health score for that, CI ownership and lifecycle information. Recent activity history. This view eliminates the need to navigate across multiple tables and modules, giving IT teams immediate situational awareness about any CI, especially useful during incident triage and change impact assessment. If you want to practice more exam questions like these, you can download the complete ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations Practice Questions PDF from Study 4 Exam. Study 4 Exam provides updated exam questions, detailed explanations, real exam simulation practice tests, preparation materials for multiple IT certifications. The download link is available in the description. If this video helped you understand the ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations exam, make sure to like this video, comment how many questions you answered correctly. Subscribe for more certification exam preparation videos, and don't forget to download the full ServiceNow Certified Implementation Specialist Data Foundations Exam Preparation PDF from Study for Exam. Thanks for watching and good luck with your certification.